Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Kessling of the Vol Network, and welcome to another edition of Tennessee Football Classics Vintage Orange. We take a look at the 1985 Tennessee team. It was coached by Johnny Majors in what was his 9th season as the Volunteers head coach, but he was still looking for his first SEC championship as the head coach at his alma mater. The 85 team was special. It was led by strong-arm quarterback Tony Robinson. Tim McGee was an all-star wide receiver, and the offensive line was anchored by Bruce Wilkerson. On defense, some big play performers, Dale Jones, Kelly Ziegler, and Chris White. Indeed, it was a very special team. And with the story of the 1985 Tennessee Volunteers, here's the Vol Network's John Ward.
Hello, football fans. This is John Ward, here to tell you about a very special University of Tennessee football team. Coach Johnny Majors' 1985 squad was special for several reasons. But this was the first volunteer team in almost half a century to win both the Southeastern Conference Championship and the following bowl game. Tennessee's enjoyed some magnificent championship seasons across the years, but bowl victories following these championship years have been strangely elusive. These 1939 Vols were the nation's last major college team to shut out every opponent on their schedule, but they lost to Southern Cal in the Rose Bowl. This 1951 team provided UT with its only national championship, but they bowed to Maryland in the Sugar Bowl. This 1956 team suffered a similar fate. Led to the SEC title by a single-wing tailback named Johnny Majors, they lost to Baylor in the Sugar Bowl. UT's conference champions of 1967 and 1969 were equally unfortunate in postseason games. So this 1985 squad achieved something no Tennessee team has done since 1938, when Bob Nealon's Volunteers capped their undefeated season with a shutout victory over Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. These 85 Vols capped their SEC championship with a stunning Sugar Bowl victory over Miami.
UTV and the Big Orange Video Library presents Vols 85, The Sweet Taste of Sugar, the story of Tennessee's 1985 SEC Football Championship season.
The 85 season began with Vol fans concerned about a young, untested defense. UCLA shocked the Vols early as Gaston Green sprinted 72 yards on the third play of the game. The Bruins built a 10-0 advantage in the first quarter, but Robinson gets the offense untracked in the second period. The 30-yard pass to McGee set up Carlos Reve's first field goal of his UT career. And after a Bruin punt, Robinson is back at work. Four plays later, Tennessee faces a 3rd and goal at the Bruin 4. The touchdown catch by Hendricks ties the score at 10, but the Vols aren't through in the first half. It's Chris White's first career interception and gives Tennessee a chance to get into field goal range. Reves drills a 33-yard field goal, and the Vols lead 13-10 at halftime. In the third quarter, Robinson goes for the big play early. Tennessee builds a 26-10 lead in the fourth quarter, but the Bruins stage an impressive rally and tie the game in the closing seconds. The disappointment melts away quickly for the Volunteers because the next opponent is top-ranked Auburn with its Heisman Trophy candidate at tailback, Bo Jackson. Auburn received the opening kickoff, and Neyland Stadium was at a fever pitch.
Now here is Auburn in an I formation. Tennessee jumping around on defense. Quarterback Berger gives to the fullback, and charging over the right side of the line is 5'11" Tommy Agee. He gets 2 yards to the 34, where he's swarmed under by a host of orange-clad Volunteers. In the backfield for Auburn at quarterback, Jeff Berger, 6 feet 201 sophomore, Cedartown, Georgia. The running backs, Bo Jackson, 6'1", 222 senior from Bessemer. Tommy Agee, the fullback, 5'11", 210 junior, Maplesville. The wideouts will be Wagand and Gaines. Occasionally they'll go with 2 tight ends. The tight end is Parks. It will be 2nd down and 8. A man in motion from the far side near east to west. This, the quarterback Berger, 1 yard, that's it. Pounded down at the 35-yard line by Kelly Ziegler on an option to the left side, but Ziegler filled the gap and nailed Berger after a gain of a yard. It will be 3rd down and 7. Defensively for Tennessee across the front, Tyrone Robinson, Robbie Scott, Richard Brown, Mark Hovanek, Dale Jones. Linebackers Ziegler and Miller. The cornerbacks Kramer and Brown. The safeties are Davis and Sims. 3rd down and 7. Auburn with Berger to the near side. Pitch to Jackson at the corner. He's tackled for no gain as Tennessee filled on the right side with Andre Kramer and then Darren Miller, the linebacker, up to pound him to the ground.
Now it was Tennessee's turn.
It's a 3rd down for Tennessee. 3rd down and right at 5 yards to go, a little more. Tennessee with Robinson back to throw. Looking across the middle. Robinson's going to run. He's at the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Robinson on his way. Gets down to the 32-yard line before he's finally tackled.
Later, Robinson described the key play.
Yes, I think they were playing a one coverage, and there was nobody in the middle, and I just took off up the middle and got a good game for us, got us going, got everybody fired up, and just went on down and scored.
The Big Orange was in business, and 4 plays later, faced 1st and goal at the 3. Charles Wilson's touchdown made it 7-0. And after an exchange of punts, Auburn was on offense.
2nd down, a little over 2 to go. 2 flankers, right, 1, the slot man, a man in motion back to the left in the I formation. Tennessee in a 5-man front. This will be Berger pitching the ball back. Fumble, it has been recovered by the Big Orange. Tennessee recovers the missed pitch out from Berger intended for Jackson, and right there is Terry Brown keying on Jackson, and he just pounced on that ball, and Tennessee gets the turnover at the Auburn 37-yard line. Bill?
They've played the option very well. They've taken it away from Auburn so far in the game. That time they had it covered perfectly, but the key to it, an orange shirt, I don't know who it was, popped Berger, but just as he was trying to make the pitch, he made a bad pitch.
The big play was made by Tyrone Robinson, the junior from Bridgeport, Alabama, the outside linebacker on the right side, who got to Berger, hit him, forced the missed pitch, and Tennessee's got it 1st down in Auburn territory, leading 7-0. Robinson sets his team in the I formation. Robinson fakes, play action, long pass down into the end zone. The man is there. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tennessee! Robinson throws. McGee catches. It was there all the way. McGee had him by 5 yards, and Robinson right on the dollar mark.
The score was now 14-0, and the Tigers started to move until this big play. Second and 2 at the Auburn 40. Freshman Keith Davis gets the call. Three plays later, Robinson faces another important 3rd and goal. Vince Carter makes the touchdown catch, and the Vols lead 21-0. There's still time left in the first half, and Robinson goes to work. The pass to McGee covers 25 yards, and it sets up a 28-yard field goal by Reves. Tennessee carries a 24-0 lead into the third quarter, but the Tigers threaten late in the period.
Auburn will set the power eye this time to the right, with Fullwood the standing tailback. This is fullback hurdling. Fullwood, I don't know. It's very, very close. I think he may have it, but we'll just wait and see. Tennessee says he doesn't, but that, I think, may be a bit premature. They're lining it up, and probably a measurement will be asked for. Auburn says it is first down. Their players do. Tennessee says it is not. Who says it is not? The referee says it is not a first down. Tennessee has stopped Auburn.
Auburn cuts the lead to 24-6 in the fourth quarter, but the Vols stick to their guns. The pass to McGee covers 55 yards, and a penalty takes the ball even closer to the Auburn goal. The 10-yard scoring pass to Joey Clinkscales makes it 31-6. And after an Auburn touchdown, the Vol offense answers again.
Tennessee back to an I formation set with two wideouts to the left side. Tight end right. Robinson going to look for that tight end. He's held up. He's going to throw the ball deep down into the end zone. It is going to be battled for. Who's got it? Touchdown! Eric Swanson! Two men went up. Two men came down, and Swanson wrestled it away from Arthur Johnson. Swanson with a TD, and he, Bill, worked overtime to get that one.
Well, that was a great play. Of course, that was that little lob pass. Tony just laid it up, let him run under it. The quarterback for Auburn has done a super job covering him. He was all over him, and they both go up to the ball. Swanson took it away from him.
As the goalposts come down, the scoreboard reads Tennessee 38, Auburn 20. And Coach Johnny Majors presides over a happy Vol locker room.
I can say this with all sincerity. I have never seen a group of men and a staff, fellows out there, do such a job of preparation and getting yourselves ready to play. The only thing I did is stay out of your way today. I'm so proud of the staff and their preparation, and you guys have to get it done. How you doing, man? You enjoy it? Yeah! One last thing I'd like to say. One last thing. Watch what you say. We know why we won. We have to play next year. We have to play 9 more people this year. Right. Win with honor. Win with class. Win with pride. And win with modesty. You're good. Tell people, I'm happy for you. It's your day, one knee.
Kessling talked to defensive tackle Mark Hovanek.
Coach Majors, it was one of the best things I've ever heard. He walked in the locker room before the game. He looked at us. He goes, fellas, he goes, I'm confident. I'm not overconfident. They're a good team. But I demand you go out there and have a good time. And that's what we did.
Majors was asked if his team deserved a place in the national rankings.
I'm not a bit concerned about the rankings today. I'm so excited about beating Auburn, and I'm going to let the rankings take care of themselves. I'm a lot more concerned about enjoying this victory and giving the credit to our young men and those great staff members here around here now that are being interviewed. And I'll be a lot more concerned about getting ready for Wake Forest tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow, than I am about the rankings.
Tennessee did, in fact, land in the top 20 the following Monday, and Majors turned his team's attention to the next opponent, Wake Forest. The Vols led by only 7 at the half, but the defense produced a big play midway through the third quarter. Terry McDaniel's interception and 19-yard return put the ball at the Wake Forest 48. Robinson's pass to McGee was good for 21 yards, and then Keith Davis gets the call. withstand a fourth quarter rally by Wake to win 31-29. Next came the heart of the schedule, road trips to Florida and Alabama. The Florida game shaped up as an emotional contest, and both defenses dominated early. Each team can manage only a field goal in the first half, but Florida stretches out to a 17-3 lead in the third quarter, and the Gators threaten a rout. Terry Brown's interception keeps Tennessee in the game, hoping for some spark on offense. And the big play combo of Robinson to Clint Scales delivers, covering 65 yards. A play later, Robinson looks for 6. But the Vols would get no closer on a hot day in Gainesville, and they fall to the Gators 17-10. But with Florida on probation, there's still a path to the title, and it leads to Birmingham.
Welcome back to Tennessee Football Classics Vintage Orange. Game 5 of the 1985 season saw Tennessee travel to Alabama to face the Crimson Tide at Legion Field in Birmingham. Tennessee looking for its 4th straight win over Alabama. Again, it was the 3rd Saturday in October, and as usual, there were several dramatic twists and turns in this game between Tennessee and Alabama. Once again, here's John Ward.
Yes, the 1985 Vols were special, as the offense fought back from shocking adversity, and a group of no-name players rose above all expectations to forge a stalwart defense as the season progressed. The drama of this amazing season was epitomized by a mid-season calamity which would have devastated a team of lesser character. It's October 19th, and Tennessee is facing Alabama at Birmingham's Legion Field. Vol fans are beginning to relax a bit as the third quarter winds down, and their team, with a 7-point lead, is riding the passing prowess of Tony Robinson toward an apparent triumph over the Crimson Tide. Tennessee leads 14-7 going into the fourth quarter and is nearing pay dirt when the vision of victory turns to ashes. Robinson, looking for the first down, is sandwiched between 2 defenders and unable to continue. Lost, it turns out, for the season. And in the eyes of many Vol fans, at that moment, the season too is lost. In comes Darrell Dickey, 5th-year senior, best known for quarterbacking the Vols to a tie with Army the previous season. Alabama partisans cheer their defense as the Tennessee drive stalls. The Vols settle for a Carlos Reveiz field goal, extending their lead to 16-7. The 9-point cushion is short-lived as Alabama strikes quickly and narrows the score to 16-14. The Vols, shocked by the loss of their great quarterback, cannot move the ball and look to their defense to preserve the win. In what was probably the biggest single play of the season, Dale Jones, Mr. Defense for Tennessee, makes an incredible interception to snuff out the Crimson Tide's comeback hopes. The Vols hold on to win 16-14, and this team of destiny survives its first major obstacle since Robinson's injury.
As dramatic as the 3 previous Alabama games were, I don't think it's ever been any heavier drama than the fourth quarter of the Alabama game in Birmingham. When Tony Robinson went down with a knee injury in the first play of the fourth quarter, it made
I think all of our players realized that they all had to reach up and get something extra if we were going to win that ball game. No team has played any harder than they did in the fourth quarter, and I think that set the pace for the remainder of the season.
The defense continues to play well, but the offense, with a new quarterback, cannot get untracked against Georgia Tech. The Vols trailed the Yellow Jackets 6-3 with only 30 seconds left in the game.
Here's the land. Pass downfield is caught. Grabbed at the 34-yard line, and it will be for Tennessee at that point with 14 seconds to go. Eric Swanson making a diving catch, and Tennessee is now getting Carlos Reveiz in to attempt the field goal with 14 seconds to go. It will be a 51-yard attempt to tie the game by Carlos Reveiz. The clock is stopped for the marking of the ball for the first down, and now the clock will be wound. 41-yard field goal try by Carlos Reveiz. Down, kick in the air by Reveiz. It is long enough. Is it true? That kick, ladies and gentlemen, is good.
Darrell Dickey, his confidence buoyed by the last-ditch effort against Georgia Tech, wastes no time against Rutgers, the Vols' homecoming foe. This 17-yard pass to Tim McGee launched the offensive fireworks. A checkoff at the line, and Dickey finds Keith Davis for an early first-quarter touchdown. Redshirt freshman Jeff Francis gets a turn at the quarterback spot and teams up with McGee for a 45-yard pickup. The play sets up this 48-yard field goal try as Randy Sanders nabs an errant snap, moves the block, and enables Carlos Reveiz to split the uprights. Memphis State fans are cheering their team's strong defensive efforts the following week when this Dickey aerial puts the Vols ahead at Liberty Bowl Stadium. An outstanding catch by Eric Swanson adds another 6 points to cap an 88-yard, 9-play drive. And the Vols enjoy a 17-7 halftime lead. Defensive gems like this acrobatic interception by Andre Kramer turn back all scoring attempts in the second half. And the Vols conclude their non-conference outings with a 17-7 win over the Memphis State Tigers.
Tennessee Football Classics Vintage Orange, the 1985 Tennessee Volunteers. That team had several players who just emerged as stars, like Jeff Powell, who was a track athlete, who turned into one of the best tailbacks in the SEC. There was Chris White, who was a solid player for Tennessee, but in his senior season turned into an All-American. He had 9 interceptions. And there was Darrell Dickey. He was a walk-on quarterback at Tennessee, but was thrust into the spotlight when Tony Robinson went down. All he did was win football games for the Volunteers. So entering November in 1985, Tennessee was in the midst of the SEC championship race, but needed a strong finish against Ole Miss, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt.
Ole Miss heads a trio of traditional foes as Tennessee returns to the SEC wars the following week. The Rebels, winners at Knoxville in 1983, are welcomed back to Neyland Stadium by Chris White. The loose ball is recovered by Terry McDaniel to set up the first Tennessee touchdown. Ole Miss quarterback Chris Osgood feels the defensive pressure later in the first quarter as Richard Cooper drives him into the waiting arms of Darren Miller and Brian Kimbrough. With the Vols holding a 10-7 advantage late in the second quarter, freshman Francis tosses the first touchdown pass of his collegiate career, an 11-yard strike to sophomore tight end Tim Hendricks. The partisan crowd is obviously enjoying the performance. Senior tight end Jeff Smith takes this dicky toss and races 49 yards downfield in the third quarter as the Vols race past Mississippi. The weather, a sunny 45 degrees, was not typical of the Tennessee-Kentucky encounters at Lexington. But the intensity on the gridiron on this November day was typical. The Wildcat defense had held the visiting Vols to 2 first-half field goals and was charging hard early in the third quarter. Darrell Dickey escapes this strong rush and lofts a high pass for Tim McGee, who makes a spectacular catch, spins, and is driven into the end zone for the Vols' first touchdown of the afternoon. The Kentucky offense is overpowered by Tennessee, and quarterback Bill Ramsdale is slow getting up after Richard Cooper drops him for a 19-yard loss. The Kentucky fans seem a bit dissatisfied. The Vols break the game open on their next possession as McGee takes this Dickey aerial for the 14th touchdown catch of his Tennessee career. The Big Orange scoring barrage continues as Joey Clinkscales is the target of this Dickey line. And the Cats trail 28-0 after 3 quarters. This Chris White interception late in the fourth quarter is his 9th of the season, and the Vols turn it into a final touchdown in their 42-0 win over Kentucky. The traditional beer barrel is retrieved for a return to Knoxville after a 1-year absence. The regular season finale finds Tennessee at home against Vanderbilt with more than the usual bragging rights at stake. For the first time since 1969, the Southeastern Conference Championship will be decided in Neyland Stadium. The Vol defense wastes no time intimidating quarterback John Gromos as Mark Hovanek and Kelly Ziegler force the action on the game's first scrimmage play. A 9-play drive is capped by this Dickey pass, and Tim McGee ties the UT record for most touchdown receptions in a season with his 7th TD catch in 1985. The Vol lead is 7-0 with 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. This 10-yard catch by McGee later in the period moves the Cleveland, Ohio speedster past Larry Seaver's career reception mark of 117. McGee, with 5 other catches in this game, extended his career total to 123. Gromos opens the second quarter with this pass, but the receiver is wearing orange. Junior safety Charles Davis gets a 22-yard return with the interception, and teammate Terry Brown saves the loose football. plays later, Dickey teams up with senior Eric Swanson for this 43-yard touchdown. Swanson celebrates the occasion with his version of the San Bernardino Shuffle. The duo connects again in the same period when Swanson takes another Dickey pass and tight ropes his way down the sideline for the Vols' final touchdown. Tennessee added 2 field goals later in the game, one coming after this catch by Joey Clinkscales early in the third quarter. The final margin is 30-0 as the Vols celebrate their first SEC crown in 16 years. And there's an impressive post-game gathering to accept a formal Sugar Bowl invitation. Nationwide television audiences were witness to the explosive qualities of this 1985 Volunteer team early in the season, with Tony Robinson at quarterback. Auburn, ranked #1 in the nation, was in Neyland Stadium in late September. The Tigers, with eventual Heisman winner Bo Jackson, were unable to move the ball on their first possession. But Robinson finds plenty of running room. And this quick pass to Tim McGee sets up an early Tennessee touchdown for a quick 7-0 lead. The Vols' Fred Bennett separates quarterback from ball, and Terry Brown recovers at the Auburn 37 late in the first quarter. Robinson wastes no time covering the 37 yards through the air. Tim McGee races past everyone for a catch in the end zone, and Tennessee leads 14-0. Another Auburn miscue has given the Vols possession early in the second quarter, and Robinson caps a 61-yard drive with this pinpoint pass to Vince Carter in heavy traffic. Revese's extra point and a later field goal give the Vols a comfortable 24-0 halftime advance. The renowned Bo Jackson, unable to break a long gainer against the rugged Vol defense, is stopped here by Ziegler and Hovanek for a 4-yard loss. On a crucial third down play, Auburn's Tommy Agee takes a screen pass, meets Dale Jones, and is ridden out of bounds for a 6-yard loss. Later in the period, Auburn faces 4th and 3 at the Tennessee 9-yard line.
Auburn will set the power I this time to the right with Fullwood, the standing tailback. This is fullback hurdling. Fullwood, I don't know. It's very, very close. I think he may have it, but we'll just wait and see. Tennessee says he doesn't, but that, I think, may be a bit premature. They're lining it up, and probably a measurement will be asked for. Auburn says it is first down. Their players do. Tennessee says it is not. Who says it is not? The referee says it is not a first down. Tennessee has stopped Auburn.
This Robinson aerial is right on target to the speedy McGee in the fourth quarter. The play, with a personal foul penalty tacked on, puts the ball at Auburn's 10. From where Robinson, after a quick checkoff, deftly lobs this pass to Clinkscales for the Vols' 4th touchdown of the afternoon. Then it's Eric Swanson's moment in the national TV spotlight as he outbattles the Tigers' Arthur Johnson for the football and adds another 6 points for the Volunteers. Final score, Tennessee 38, the Auburn Tigers 20. Robinson and Darrell Dickey gave Tennessee championship quarterbacking throughout the 1985 season. Dickey was only one of several Vols coming out of nowhere to make vital contributions over the season.
Football is a team game. I've never seen so many young men rise to the occasion at such opportune and necessary times. That's the reason that I think this football team is the most special, most unique championship football team I've ever been around. I've had the good fortune to be around a lot of fine football teams as a player and coach. But this team, I think, exemplified what can happen when nobody cares who gets the credit.
Dale Jones, greatly appreciated by Tennessee fans, was overshadowed in preseason publicity by some other premier linebackers in the SEC. It's hard to imagine any who played with more intensity than Dale. Until he intercepted 3 passes against UCLA, senior defensive back Chris White was best remembered as an unsuccessful quarterback candidate. But White, with plays like this, led the nation with 9 interceptions and was named All-America at season's end. Defensive tackle Mark Hovanek shared a quarterback sack in the Auburn game, liked the experience, and added many more as the season rolled along. In fact, the entire defense, structured by veteran Ken Donahue in his first year back at Tennessee, became granite tough by season's end. The offense, too, received help from unexpected sources. It was a sprinter, a transfer student, who shouldered the load when more established Vol running backs were injury victims by midseason. Without Jeff Powell's help, Tennessee's football team might have spent the holidays at home. The Vol offense was supposed to be very good in 1985, and very good it was. The receiver corps was deep and rich in superb talent. Running backs, led by gifted Keith Davis, complemented the brilliant passing attack. And those unsung heroes up front, protectors for the artful Dodgers of the backfield, were led by a junior tackle from East Tennessee named Bruce Wilkerson. Bruce will be a candidate to rank as the SEC's best blocker in 1985. The kicking game was another unexpected treasure. Carlos Revés, given the thankless assignment of following brother Fuad, exceeded the most optimistic hopes. In notching all-conference honors, Carlos even nudged his brother from the record book for single-season scoring by a kicker.
Tennessee closed out the 1985 season 8-1-2, good enough to win the Southeastern Conference Championship, Tennessee's first since 1969. Also with that SEC crown, Tennessee earned its way into the Sugar Bowl for the first time since 1970. Tennessee's opponent on Bourbon Street after that 1985 season was Vinny Testaverde and Coach Jimmy Johnson and the Miami Hurricanes.
As Johnny Majors takes his SEC champions to the New Orleans Superdome for a Sugar Bowl showdown with Miami. Tennessee's fans are as unbelievable as its football team on this New Year's night, as the school makes its 6th appearance in this traditional postseason game. Miami, with an eye on the national championship, is looking good with a 7-0 lead when Vol Richard Brown brings the Hurricane offense to a sudden halt with this sack of Vinny Testaverde. The Vols need only 6 plays to tie the score as they open second quarter action with this nifty Dickey move and soft toss to Jeff Smith, who's all alone in the end zone. It's Miami's ball, and it's Testaverde back to pass. Dale Jones applies the stopper 21 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Testaverde manages to get this pass aloft, but Victor Peppers is more than a match for intended receiver Brian Blades. Miami decides to blitz, and Jeff Powell hits the gap for a 16-yard pickup. Powell gets the call again, but the ball is jarred loose. It's not a catch, but that's Tim McGee, who's wrapped around the football for the Vols' second touchdown of the period. The first half ends with Tennessee holding a tenuous 14-7 lead. The third quarter is barely underway when Testaverde is down by sophomore linebacker Darren Miller for a 10-yard loss. Then on the next play, Miller is back in the Miami backfield, this time to recover a Testaverde fumble after a substantial hit by Richard Brown. It's 3rd and 9, and Dickey is pinpoint sharp with this pass to McGee for a first down inside the 3. Fullback Sam Henderson bangs ahead for the touchdown, giving the Vols a bit of breathing room at 21-7. Less than 2 minutes later, speedy Jeff Powell cracks through the line and finds himself virtually alone for a 60-yard jaunt into the end zone. Watch the blocks by Bruce Wilkerson, Todd Kirk, and Harry Galbraith to open the hole. And then it's all speed. Suddenly, the Vols hold a commanding 3-touchdown lead. The Hurricanes, trying to make up the deficit, are looking for the pass when Mark Hovanek jars the ball loose for an 8-yard loss. Miami retains possession, but on the next play, Testaverde throws long for Brian Blades, only to have the pass picked off by Vol defensive back Terry McDaniel. Miami is at the Vol 10 early in the fourth quarter when Darren Miller stops the drive with this interception near the goal line. Minutes later, Testaverde is intercepted for the 3rd time. Chris White, with the 10th pickoff of his senior season, returns this one 68 yards. Then it's Charles Wilson on the sweep right for the Vols' final touchdown. There's excitement everywhere as the Vols wrap up their season with a solid 35-7 win in the Sugar Bowl.
Our great Sugar Bowl victory over the University of Miami culminated one of the most exciting football seasons that I think all of us could imagine. I don't think I've ever seen a football team bring more joy and more excitement and more pleasure to so many people. From the coaches, the players, to the fans, and the many people who love Tennessee football, it certainly was an exciting football year. As exciting as the championship year was, it's something we can't live on. It's something we hope to build on. For us to be as good a football team record-wise, much less to improve on it, we'd have to be a much better football team, because everyone's going to challenge the defending champions, the University of Tennessee. The old saying goes, the higher you are on the flagpole, the harder the wind blows.
Every Tennessee fan has a list of his or her favorite Tennessee teams. The 1985 team has to be near the top of all those lists. The 85 team overcame all the odds, adversity, and injury to win the SEC championship and go on and take the Sugar Bowl. It has to rank up there as one of the special teams all time in UT football history. For this edition of Tennessee Football Classics Vintage Orange, I'm Bob Kesling.